Anxiety. At the time of the writing of this handout that I'm delivering these videos from, which I received this almost 14 years ago, but at the time, more than 23 million people have some type of anxiety disorder in any particular year. Over the course of a lifetime, 1 out of 4 persons in the United States will have an anxiety disorder. Anxiety and depression often occur together. The majority of people with anxiety disorders never seek treatment. Just some interesting statistics that I'd like to share about the anxiety. But back into the information that I'm exposing you to. And we used the last video, it was visual imagery where we left off. And now we are at combating anxiety by changing negative thinking. Changing negative thinking, guys. That's what it's all about. Changing the way we see things. Challenging our mental program and rewiring our brain. Reprogramming ourselves to see the world the way we want to see it and actually live the life that we want to live. But for now, we're dealing with anxiety and combating anxiety by changing negative thinking. A personal guide to coping with anxiety and worry. So we've learned that worry leads to anxiety, anxiety leads to depression. All right, so in this handout, coping with negative thoughts, some specific ways of dealing with negative thinking are presented. In this video, some specific ways of dealing with negative thinking are presented. Some types of negative thoughts are especially likely to lead to anxiety. All right. So the first one we're going to deal with here, it's called mind reading. Okay? I know what it means. I've been trying to tell my brother. See, so he's battling with, in his mind, how other people are perceiving him because of certain things that are happening to him. And I'm trying to tell him that most likely the things that you think that they're thinking about you are far from what you think. And if you just look at the facts, the fact that they are telling you that you're a good worker, they want to promote you, they're giving you raises, it should show you that the negative thoughts that you're coming up with in your head, that they're thinking about you because you have to go attend some treatment groups and stuff. It's irrational. But mind reading, he's reading the mind of other people. I do it. I had to teach myself not to do it. This form of negative thinking involves beliefs that others are having unfriendly or critical thoughts toward us. This can cause social anxiety and make it difficult to be around other people. Here is an example of a mind-reading thought that might lead to anxiety in a public speaking situation. I am going to bungle this. The people in the audience look bored. They are not interested in what I am saying. Now my voice is shaking. They probably feel I shouldn't even be up here. They are thinking that I should just sit down and quit wasting their time. See? I go through some of those right now. I mean, I am going to bungle this. The people watching this video probably bored. They're not interested in what I'm saying. Now I'm stuttering and skipping over my words. They probably feel I shouldn't even be making these videos. They're thinking that I should just stop making them and quit wasting their time. Okay, so that's mind reading, thinking of what other people are thinking, and it's usually negative and it's self-defeating. Okay, that's an example of mind reading. Fortune telling is another negative thinking error, thinking error. This is a type of worrying in which persons project negative outcomes into the future. The worry about what might happen as if it were a foregone conclusion or as it had already happened. As a result, this type of thought causes people to feel anxious and upset about something that has not happened and may never happen. Here is an example of a fortune-telling thought. This job interview is going to be really terrible. I'm probably going to stammer and my mind will freeze up. It is not hard to imagine that this thought could actually become a self-fulfilling prophecy, and that the job applicant would be so nervous that she or he could actually cause the thought to come true. Let me see something here. Okay. If a person worries about the future, two things can happen. One is that the worries don't come true and that the person is making themselves miserable over something that will never happen. The other is that their worries will come true, but rather than going through the unpleasantness only once in the future, they will go through it over and over in their minds for weeks or months. Hitting home with anybody? I think this is why so many people suffer from anxiety, worry, depression. Many people who worry do not learn from experience. If something bad fails to materialize, then they breathe a sigh of relief and go on. Then the next time they are worried and concerned, they forget that the last time they worried, they were wrong about what was going to happen. They again believe that they know what is about to occur. So fortune telling, predicting the future as a negative outcome, as an undesirable outcome. All right, they again believe that they know what is about to occur. Okay, so it says, then the next time they are worried and concerned, they forget that the last time they worried, they were wrong about what was going to happen. They again believe that they know what is about to occur. Then, when it fails to materialize, again, they breathe a sigh of relief and go on. And so it goes on and on. What does it take for people to realize that they are not good fortune tellers? One way to overcome this problem is to make the mind clearly face the results of predictions, paying attention to what really happens. This can be accomplished by keeping a written list of everything that is worried about and what later occurs. Okay, journaling on our worries, writing it down. This stuff is proven, scientifically proven. It's not me, not coming from me. If you are having fortune-telling thoughts, generate testable predictions. Do you think you know what is going to happen in the next hour, the next day, the next week, etc.? Test these thoughts out and record the results. Then, later on, when you are having fortune telling thoughts again, remind yourself of the outcome of past worries. I think that's a good one. I think that would really be helpful. Maybe that'll be one of the things that I put in my journals. But maybe not, because I've kind of overcome the fortune telling just because I've already gone through that, about how much stuff that I have completely worried and made and lost the joy of today, worrying about something that never really even turned out the way that I imagined it would turn out. Okay. So yeah, it shows a little picture here of having a piece of paper divided in half and have your fortune telling thoughts on one side and the outcome of that fortune telling thought on the other side, and just keep a journal of the stuff that you're worried about and what the outcome that you think and what the actual outcome was. Here's points to ponder. This is a quote by Winston Churchill from Their Finest Hour. When I look back on all these worries, I remember the story of the old man who said on his deathbed that he had had a lot of trouble in his life, most of which had never happened. That's by Winston Churchill. All right. So that's mind reading. This form of negative thinking involves beliefs that others are having unfriendly or critical thoughts towards us. And fortune telling, a type of worrying in which the person or persons project negative outcomes in the future. So those are two types of thinking errors: negative thinking, self-defeating thinking. Unless you're mind reading and you're coming up with a whole bunch of positive stuff that people are saying about you and how great you are, and maybe your fortune telling is how abundant things are going to be, how great everything's going to turn out. That's great. I guess that's good. It wouldn't be negative thinking errors, then would it? It would be positive thinking skills. All right, so that'll be the end of today's video. The next videos on anxiety will be dealing with looks like another thinking error: catastrophizing. All right. I can only imagine what that means. Everything's going to be a catastrophe, but it's interesting stuff here, breaking this stuff down. The pamphlet or handout is getting more better, or better. I don't know if more better is a word. So you know what time it is. For the end of this video is also going to be my Squad 3 journal entry of the things that I'm learning, and the positives and negatives of each day. Let's see here. What day are we on? We did the 21st. We are on October 22nd of 2011. And for some reason, I don't know why, but if you see this, I have every single thing in here is circled with a giant asterisk. Next to question number 2 for some reason. But yeah, let's get into it. I'm learning by looking back at the videos that me putting that stuff up in front of the screen actually does no good, because it's illegible. You have to pause it and expand it, and I'm going to stop doing that. What was positive and what was negative about today? Positive part of my day was getting outside for fun PT this afternoon. Fresh air, trees, grass, sunshine, and the blue sky fill me with peace and joy. Negative part of my day was the time I lost being away from my loved ones. Life is too short to live like this. What were the main feelings I experienced today? peace, joy, because I know with my desire and determination to change and with the Lord's help, I never have to come to prison again. What helped me make it through the day? Faith in Jesus Christ, hope of a balanced, healthy, and positive future, and doing today what I can to make that future possible. What did I learn today? I came into adulthood without acquiring emotional maturity. Some of my attitudes and behaviors can interfere with my recovery. That's a good one. That's a really good one. Well, guys, thanks for watching another video on anxiety and some skills and techniques to cope with it, and another day to get better. Keep pushing forward. Never give up. Just because we've been a certain way so long doesn't mean we have to continue to be that way. Thanks again, guys. Next video.